So get this, Nvidia just predicted a future powered by $1 trillion worth of its AI chips. This is a tech news roundup, and we've sifted through over 2,900 news articles in just the last 24 hours to bring you what matters. Coming up, we're going to unpack that trillion-dollar forecast. We'll show you who's winning and who's losing in the market, break down exactly what this means for your job and your wallet, and then look ahead at what's coming next on the global tech stage.
Okay, let's dive right in with a rapid-fire look at the biggest stories hitting the wire right now. First up, the big one. Nvidia just put a number on this AI gold rush, forecasting a jaw-dropping $1 trillion in revenue in just a few years.
Meanwhile, Google is pushing its AI out to everyone. They're rolling out their Gemini-powered personal intelligence to all users across the United States.
But there's a huge catch. That global chip shortage? Yeah, it's not going away. Projections now say it could last through 2030, and it's only getting worse with all the geopolitical conflict. Microsoft is going all in. They're completely reorganizing their Copilot teams to speed up their push towards what they're calling superintelligence.
Over in the e-commerce world, Amazon is hitting the accelerator, launching brand new 1-hour and 3-hour delivery options in major US cities.
And back to Nvidia for a second, they also just unveiled something called NemoClaw. It's a critical new platform built to secure and control the next wave of autonomous AI agents. But it's not all good news for them. The gaming community is hitting back hard against Nvidia's new DLSS 5 AI-powered graphics, and it's sparking a pretty big debate. We're also seeing a major strategic shift in the AI space. Big players like Mistral and OpenAI are pivoting to focus on huge enterprise and government contracts. And from the world of gaming hardware, a big update. Nintendo's next console, the Switch 2, is going to have a handheld mode boost to make original Switch games run even better. And finally, the theme that's hanging over everything. Governments all over the world are ramping up the pressure on AI and data privacy. A new era of regulation is definitely coming. So let's unpack that insane Nvidia forecast. You've got to understand this isn't just about selling more computer chips. This is about fundamentally rewiring our entire digital world. Nvidia is basically positioning itself to build the whole foundation for the next generation of AI. I mean, just look at that number, $1 trillion with a T. That's what Nvidia expects to be making by 2027. It's all being driven by their new Vera Rubin platform and this absolutely insatiable demand for inference chips. Those are the brains that let AI make decisions in real time. So, the analogy is perfect. This is a new gold rush, and Nvidia isn't just selling the picks and shovels, they're building the entire railroad to get to the gold. Now, the thing that's really driving all this growth is something called agentic AI. Basically, we're moving from AI as a passive tool you give commands to AI as an active, autonomous digital worker. And to manage this powerful new workforce, Nvidia is rolling out NemoClaw, a platform to give companies the security and control they desperately need. And you know, that brings us to a really important question here. When one company's power grows to this kind of level, who exactly holds them accountable? And this matters a lot, because whoever controls the foundational layer of AI gets to shape its future, its fairness, and who gets to access it. Now, a shift this big is, of course, sending massive shockwaves through the market. And it's creating a whole new landscape of very clear winners and, well, some pretty obvious losers. On one side, you've got the winners. No surprise here. Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, and Amazon. They're all dominating the AI infrastructure game. But on the other side, you've got folks being left behind. Samsung is axing its pricey trifold phone, Meta is shutting down its Horizon Worlds VR platform, and the gaming company Krafton is just stuck in legal trouble. The pattern here is undeniable. If you're building the AI future, you're winning. If you're struggling to find your footing, you're falling behind. And this really captures the overall mood in the market. The feeling around AI? Overwhelmingly positive. Investors are incredibly bullish. But then you look at gaming and security, and things get, well, mixed. Gamers are pushing back on how AI is being used creatively, and while new security tools are popping up, so are new threats. It just goes to show how complex this whole AI integration really is. Okay, but this is way more than just stock prices and corporate moves. This AI wave is creating a ripple effect that touches every single one of us. So let's take a look at who's actually being impacted here. You can see the impact is everywhere, but it's definitely not the same for everyone. For developers, it's great. They're getting better tools. For big companies,
Also positive, they're getting powerful new platforms. And for us consumers, we're getting more convenience, like faster deliveries. But for startups, it's a mixed bag. Tons of opportunity, but also intense pressure. And for gamers, well, the feelings are very, very mixed.
You know, that strong backlash from gamers against Nvidia's new tech, it really brings up a fascinating cultural question, doesn't it? Is this the moment we all have to decide where to draw the line between just making tech better and preserving artistic integrity? That's a debate that's spilling out of the forums and into the mainstream.
All right, let's zoom out, because this whole AI race isn't just happening in a bubble. It is playing out on a global stage, like a high-stakes chess match between the world's biggest powers.
Right now, the United States is clearly in a dominant position. You've got companies like Nvidia, Microsoft, and Google just driving the bus on infrastructure, and the mood is strongly positive as they lock down the enterprise and government markets.
Over in China, though, the picture is a lot more complicated. The country is pushing its own domestic AI projects really hard, but it's running into major headwinds with chip access and regulations, and it's causing some of their top labs to actually fall behind.
And then you have the European Union. They're playing a completely different game, a more cautious, neutral one. The EU is focused on regulation and governance first, before just letting development run wild. And why that matters globally is because the rules they set in Europe often end up becoming the standard for the rest of the world.
Okay, so with all of these massive pieces moving on the board, what on earth does it mean for you? Let's get practical and talk about some strategic plays for navigating this new AI world.
If you're a startup founder, listen up. The signals are crystal clear. First, do not try to compete on building the next general AI. Instead, target very specific, niche problems inside big companies. Second, watch your money. Those cloud AI bills can sneak up on you, so monitor them like a hawk. And third, build security in from day one. It's not an add-on anymore. It's a core feature.
And this goes for everyone else too. If you're a developer, learning platforms like NemoClaw isn't just a nice-to-have, it's becoming essential. If you're a leader at a big company, you need to be planning for supply chain problems to continue. And if you're an investor, you absolutely have to factor in geopolitical risk because it directly impacts the hardware market. So finally, where is all this headed? Let's read the signals from just the last 24 hours and try to see what's coming down the road.
In the short term, expect this huge surge in AI infrastructure spending to keep going, but expect those supply chain headaches to stick around too. Now, looking out a bit further, the signals are pointing to two big things: a major crackdown from regulators and a potential market correction when all the AI hype finally meets the cold, hard reality of making it work.
Look, the pieces on this board are moving incredibly fast. This trillion-dollar shift is literally reshaping our world in real time. So the only real question left is, are you prepared for what comes next?
For more on all of this and to stay ahead of the curve, visit newsbite.tech for more tech news and bites.